Alright, so the first step that I'm going to do when I'm making my cupcakes, I'm going to make sure that I make them about the same size, okay? The next step when making the cupcake is I'm going to plan out the icing, which is about 3 bumps, and it's going to mirror the same size, okay? The next step that I'm going to do is add a zigzag line for the wrapper of the cupcake. The next step is I'm going to add 2 diagonal lines that are going to be the sides of the cupcake, and then I'm going to connect it together with a curved line. If I used a flat line, it would not appear 3D. The next step is I'm going to draw the bottom of the icing, which is another curved line, and then 2 curved lines to represent where the cake is. I can add a cherry if I want to at the top, or just regular. To balance out my art, I'm going to go ahead and add a cherry with a stem. Okay, I'm going to make a few more lines in here just because I want to show that I have layers to my cupcakes. I'm also going to add a diagonal line to, you need to wait, to each part where there's where the zigzag goes down, okay? I'm going to go back and forth so that I have even spaces. Do you see me going from the left to the right? Okay, very good. Okay, there is my start. I might need more oil pastels. Could you get me a tray of them under that basket? Oil pastels are like crayons, except for they're a little bit softer, so they blend together a little bit better, okay? That's a good question. Mona. Okay, so I'm going to move this over so you can see. You are sitting quietly and just looking at the demonstration. Okay. Oh, there's a few colors that I'm going to need. I'm going to make a cupcake wrapper bottom that is purple to white, and I'm going to line up my colors from light to dark, or dark to light. Do you guys see how purple is the darkest color? Pink is the second, and then white would be the lightest. And as an alternative, you could use peach, because peach and pink go really well together. So I might even use that one too. For the bottom, for the wrapper. So the first step, I'm not even going to worry about going over my lines. I'm not going to worry about that because I could add more lines later. The cool thing about oil pastels is that they cover everything. You could go over. So I'm going to go ahead and outline the right hand side with purple really hard, and then I'm going to go ahead and very gently outline this other side. So I'm not pressing as hard. So when I say very gently, I'm not pressing as hard. And then I'm going to color half of this in, but instead of coloring it solid, I'm just going to color lines that go like this. We call those hatch lines. Half of it is going to be that color. The second color I'm going to use is pink, and I'm going to overlap some of the purple that I just made. Do you see how I'm kind of sweeping color? Yeah. Okay, you're going to sweep color too. And then the third step is to use the peach color, and I'm going to sweep that color this way. To me, it's still looking a little bit flat, so I might add a little red for my halation on this side, and then sweep that color into it so it rounds out a little bit more. I like that halation on that side. To balance it out, I'm going to add a little red on this side with purple, so we'll make a red violet, and I will sweep it. Okay, the next step is to add that shadow. My shadow is going to go off the page just like that shadow that we saw in the picture. And what color was my shadow going to be? Blue. So I'm going to color it in solid. And just to give my shadow some texture, any parts that I still have a little bit of pink of my paper showing through, I'm going to add, have a seat please. No. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of purple. Thank you though. Okay. To make that shadow pop, I'm going to use a tiny little black. We're going to use as little bit of black as we can because black flattens our picture. And then you could smooth it out with your finger. Mona? Okay, our cake could be any color. Do you have a question, Molly? Yeah. What's your question?
Are you doing this on YouTube?
No.
Good.
All right, so right here I have peach, but I could also use orange. I think I'm going to use orange. Here's my orange. This is the cake part right here. Do you guys see that? I'm going to add orange to my cake part, not the icing part, because I want my icing to be colorful.
Can you do a rainbow?
Maybe. And then I want that side to be a little lighter, so I'm going to sweep in some peach because the light source is coming from here. Mona? So James just requested rainbow, and I think that red is good.
Not James.
Oh, I always call him James. Brandon. Sorry, I always call you James. We'll do red.
What were you calling me for?
I don't know. We do red, purple, and blue. I'm going to do the bottom layer red.
Blue is my favorite color.
And I'm only going to color it halfway. Okay? The middle layer, I'm going to do blue. And the top layer, I'm going to add purple.
Kind of looks like blue.
Well, I only had 3 layers. I'm going to do 1 line on the other side so it matches. Now, this is the special part. I'm just going to take my white and I'm going to sweep the colors together, and you're going to notice that it's going to make it look 3D. Ready?
Yeah.
Do you see how I'm overlapping my color?
Yeah.
I'm going all the way to the edge to pull some of that color off of that side.
Do we have to color them?
You have to color them. It's a requirement. And then on the bottom.
This is very cool. Can we do the ice cream?
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the
What?
flag. Red, white, and blue.
Kind of. And then do you see right there I have like a spot that doesn't have red?
Yeah.
You can go back and add over. And then I'm going to color my cherry in. And your cherry might have a little shadow, so I'm going to put a little blue down there. What about my halations? I can add, what color? Orange? On the side. Doesn't make sense, but it's okay.
What about the leaf of the cherry?
Oh yeah. Brown, you think?
Yeah, brown. No, green.
Yeah, green.
Mona?
No, blue.
What do you guys think?
Good.
I think that you can do that.
I want to eat it.
Blue.
Okay. Mona?
Lisa.